Good morning and welcome to the EZFX Trading Room broadcast for Tuesday, September 20th, 2016. My name is Bradley Freed, and for the next 20 to 30 minutes, you'll be joining me for an update of our watch list that we last looked at yesterday. We'll be looking at the currency pairs we already talked about, plus any new trades or new trade ideas that we haven't introduced yet. During the broadcast, if you're watching live, you can post a question to our chat room on this page, and I will answer all the questions together at the end of the broadcast. If you're watching the recording, please send me a private message via the community on the website, post to the Trading Room group, or send me an email at ezfxsignal@gmail.com. All right, so let's go ahead and review yesterday's watch list. We were watching the dollar peso sell, CAD yen buy, euro pound sell, pound Aussie buy, and pound Aussie buy. Our new and open trades. We have a bunch of open trades: dollar CAD sell, New Zealand buy, Aussie yen buy, Aussie dollar buy, New Zealand dollar buy, Euro New Zealand sell, and Euro Aussie sell. Let's jump over to the charts, take a look at all these, and go ahead and update our list. So starting with the dollar peso, let's see what's going on there. This pair looks like it's getting close to giving us a sell signal. It's been moving sideways in a very tight range. I've kind of drawn a second trend line here at a slightly shallower angle, so we can effectively catch that. But basically, if I get a large candle that closes beneath this box and it closes in the sell direction, I'm going to go ahead and take a trade on this pair. And our targets will be the 50% Fibonacci retracement and the monthly pivot that's right below the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level. So I think we're getting close to a trade on this pair. If it just leaves, if it makes some shallow breakouts but not a big clear candle, and then it breaks higher and starts trending again, then we'll be waiting longer and we'll end up redrawing our trend lines. But for now, it looks like we're very close to taking an entry on this. So I'm going to go ahead on our list and I'm going to make this a new trade. I think we're almost to that moment when we're going to want to sell it. If it does open up, hopefully I'll be able to send a signal out to everyone, provided I can also take the trade. All right, next is the CAD yen buy. And this is still trending. It really shows no sign of reversing at this point in time. Keep in mind there is going to be a Bank of Japan press conference tomorrow morning, and that could have an effect on these yen pairs and cause some reversals in the trend. So I'm keeping an eye on this, especially in light of that, and in light of the fact we do have a nice trend line on this pair, and hopefully we'll be able to set up a nice trade in the buy direction. Next, let's look at the euro pound sell. This is also still trading higher. There's really nothing telling me that this is breaking down. It just keeps moving in that trend direction. The pound is basically getting slammed, and that's continuing. This is all post-Brexit fallout. The pound isn't recovering. It's getting weaker and weaker. So I think there will be retracements. There will be points in time when we're going to have nice trades in the sell direction, and then we'll be able to buy again. But we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for this one. So this is still on the watching portion of our list. Let's look at the pound Aussie buy. This is also, again, the pound just collapsed. And this is why I was saying I want to be careful about getting into these, because I think they have a lot further to go down. If we look post-Brexit, let's just get on the daily. And here's your Brexit drop. And then it recovered a bit, dropped lower. And I think it's getting ready to drop even lower than that. So, but these are nice swings. We've made some good money on these swings. So I'm actually pretty happy about this. And I want that next buy, because I think we're going to be trading in a pretty volatile, broad range in these pairs for a while. So we need to be there and be focused in order to exploit that and make some money from the post-Brexit turmoil. Pound Newsy, similar thing. Still trending. It dropped way lower here. And we don't have a buy signal on this yet. So I had drawn a second trend line here. I'm going to delete that. I had drawn fibs, but it's kind of pointless at this point because we don't really have a setup here. We don't have a Class A zone. We don't have a bubble. Well, we do have a buy bubble, but we don't have any of the other things we're looking for yet to get into a trade. So at this point, this is also just staying on our watch list, on the watching portion of our watch list. Jumping down now to the dollar peso, or we looked at the dollar peso, I mean the dollar CAD. That's an open trade. It's still trending higher, and it may stop out. I don't know, or it may drop. We have had some ranging action here. It's been trending shallowly. We've been making higher lows, and we've been making higher highs. And so this may make another higher high and stop us out. In that case, we're going to have to reevaluate, redraw a trend line, and perhaps take, get ready for a third attempt on this pair. I do think it's going to drop. I do have targets down below that I believe can be reached, but still waiting for a breakdown on this pair. Next, let's look at the New Zealand yen. Now, the yen pairs have kind of perked up, and a lot of this is anticipation for the Bank of Japan announcement. I'm hoping that before that announcement, we're going to get some of our stops to break even on these pairs, specifically the New Zealand yen and the Aussie yen. I'd love to have my stop at break even when those announcements come, and those are really the only two yen pairs we're in. So, but the New Zealand yen really perked up overnight. It's getting closer and closer to its initial profit target, and the Aussie yen not so much. But the New Zealand, also the New Zealand dollar has popped up too. So I think it has more to do with that than the yen itself. But it is definitely the yen is weakening against the New Zealand slightly this morning. Next, we have our Aussie yen. I kind of looked at that already, but it's just moving sideways, right? The big catalyst this week is really that BOJ press conference. And so I think the market is waiting for that before it moves very far in one direction or the other. Like I said, I am hoping that maybe pre-announcement, it'll pop a little bit, and we may at least get to the first profit target, get our stop to break even, and take some profit off the table before the announcement, which could potentially be negative, but nobody really knows at this point in time. And nobody even knows if a negative announcement would drive the currency stronger or weaker, to be honest. Okay, Aussie dollar, that's our next one. Aussie dollar is moving a little bit better. It's been toying with reaching our first profit target, but it hasn't quite gotten there. And we have this new, very recent supply zone that's appeared here. So it's gonna have to punch through that to get there, but it is still trending. We do have a blue bullish triangular moving average line here. I don't have any sell bubbles yet, so this is still in a good place to go higher. And I'm just holding on to this and managing it, managing the trade according to our plan. New Zealand dollar, this has been doing much better actually. It's been breaking through all these little trend lines I've drawn to kind of confirm for myself that the trend is still moving, and we're just really a candle breakout away from hitting our first profit target at the weekly pivot at 0.7367. And I'll be looking forward to taking profit there and moving my stop to break even on this trade. Euro New Zealand, Euro Aussie, these are still open. They're doing pretty well. If you recall yesterday, the Euro New Zealand hit the first target and it retraced a bit. It didn't really give us an opposite signal though. I think it had a supply zone down here, a demand zone down here maybe, but it was not really something that I paid attention to because it didn't have divergence with it. And it appears to be dropping again. So I think our stops at break even, we've taken partial profit. I think we can get to our final profit target at the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level. Euro Aussie, this did have an opposite Class A, but I chose to ignore it because I think this pair has more to move. And this was just exactly like this Euro New Zealand retracement here. I think, again, the Aussie dollar, all these pairs are not moving as much as the New Zealand is, but they are related. And I do think that the Aussie is going to drop too. And once this zone has been punched through, then it can get to this monthly pivot down here. And remember, the monthly pivot is a pretty reliable target. Price tends to like to return there with regularity. So I'm comfortable holding on for now and ignoring this exit signal to try to get a little further on this. And that's always just a personal judgment if you want to do that or not. We don't have any closed trades yet, so there's nothing to add to that list. That's really all the updates I have. I don't have anything new to talk about today. Let's just scan through the charts real quick and see if there is anything new. But I think we're already looking at all the best stuff, to be honest. Yeah, pound yen sell, that's still in progress. We probably get a buy on that pair eventually. But it's getting hammered again, just because the pound's getting hammered. Aussie CAD, maybe, but not quite yet. Pound dollar potentially, you know, it's another pound pair, but it's probably one we should start to watch. Let me just kind of clear the template here. Let's reset our template. And then we can let's draw a trend line over price. Like so. We could do it that way. We could do it this way. Probably this would be the more conservative way to do it. I'm just going to add this to our watching list because there will be a buy trade here eventually. It's moved pretty far. We look at our 4-hour and then our daily. Here's the Brexit drop. We're moving sideways in a range. It's getting to the bottom of that range, and it may pop up again and give us, you know, there's quite a few pips here. Between these two zones, there's 485 pips. So there's some profit there to be had if we can get the timing right on entry. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to our watching list, pound dollar buy. And is there anything else? Nothing that really I'm really attracted to trading at this point in time. I think we're good. Just make sure that pound dollar is in a place where we can easily access it and look at it from time to time. I'll put it up for the dollar peso. Okay, so that's where we are right now. That's all the updates we have. Just let me check real quick and see if we have any questions in the chat room. And today it's just me. So if you're watching the recording and you have a question, you can go to the community menu. You can find me in members. I'm EZFX. Send me a private message. You can join the trading room group and post your question there. Or you can email me with your question at ezfxsignal@gmail.com. Always happy to hear from you and answer your questions. So I'll be back tomorrow with another trading room. Look forward to seeing you there, or or if you're watching the recording, looking forward to you seeing another edition of the trading room. And I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.